Hey guys, welcome to Acrisure Stadium. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. He's Chris Halleck. We're from DK Pittsburgh Sports. The Steelers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just engaged in a spirited joint practice.
Can we say that?
We can say it was spirited because I talked to some players who confirmed that it was spirited.
We're playing by the rules.
And we're playing by the rules. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, once you get into these types of settings, meaning closed to the public, the media operates with certain limitations and restrictions as to what can be reported. That's just the nature of football. That's the nature of the game. It's not anything we love, but it's also not anything we can do anything about. That said, what was your impression? We are allowed to talk about, to be clear here, what players confirm for us. Okay? So I'm going to start with a little bit of news here. DK Metcalf came down on his ankle. I confirmed with him in the end zone. He did return. He told me he's fine. And that's the best thing that could have come out of today.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to when you have these type of settings in which you are trying to do the best you can to simulate a game. You want to ride that line with get the work done that you need to get done, but also stay healthy. And for Metcalf to have a bit of a scare like that and to still be healthy, to still get back out there, be able to continue practice and finish practice, that's a good thing for him as well. We'll see about the rest of the team to see if anybody else was banged up or not. But, spirited, at least one star player comes away, has a little something and stays healthy. And then they get some other things done. I talked with Pat Freiermuth afterward. The offense won 7 shots, 6-1. This drill that we've been talking about every day in training camp, they ran it out here. And, the Steelers' offense had its way with the Buccaneers' defense in that, and that's including the starting offense as well.
Yeah, I'd say, honestly, outside of any other, side news that might happen to emerge from this, somebody was hurt. It's not somebody who would affect your fantasy leagues. I'm trying to find a way to relay stuff to you here. But if there were to be a headline from this, it would be that. It would be that the offense, and acknowledging as they did, I'm not going to keep doing this through the whole show, but the offense fared well. The offense did a lot of good things, and that included both quarterbacks.
Yeah, they did definitely get some work in. I don't think it was perfect, and I think I can say, from my own, from what I did see, no, it wasn't perfect. Yes, there are still things they need to work on. But that's where you are whenever you're in the middle of August with still 2 preseason games to go. Mike Tomlin said before practice that the same group of guys that didn't play in Jacksonville are not going to play, at least in terms of like non-injury guys. They're not going to play Saturday against the Buccaneers here at Acrisure Stadium. We'll see about some of the injured guys like Calvin Austin and those guys. They're still kind of up in the air. But clearly they want to get the work in this kind of a setting as opposed to preseason where they're going in there with a fraction of the playbook, right, and it's not really the stuff that you're going to see in the regular season.
Another thing before we take a quick break is that the offensive line, according to the offensive line, showed well. So confirming what I saw with my own eyes, what Chris saw with his own eyes, I grabbed Mason McCormick off the field. Truth teller, by the way. He has that vibe about him. He always has. He's not going to BS you. If they look like they're lacking a little bit, he's going to say so. If he's struggling, he's going to say so. And what he told me, and I'm quoting directly here, was, "We're getting better." And he said it like that with a firm nod. He likes what he's seeing. He mentioned a couple of his teammates. He mentioned Broderick Jones getting better on the left side. But when these guys talk like that, what has to be understood, when offensive linemen talk like that, the we is the emphasis. Yeah. The we is intentional because everything that they do has to be collective.
Yeah, it has to be. And Andy Weidel talked about that before practice. He also addressed the media before practice today. And he said, and I quote, every time they go out there, they get better.
They get better, yeah.
And that's
his baby, too.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, literally spent the past 2 drafts drafting Broderick Jones and Troy Faltanu and Zach Frazier and Mason McCormick, drafting these guys to not only, to beef up the offensive line and to rebuild the trenches, but do it all in one fell swoop pretty much in 2 drafts so that they can grow together. They can develop this continuity together. So when you hear a lot of this we talk,
it's real.
It's real, and it's important.
Mm-hmm. When we come back, we're going to tell you about a surprise visitor to this practice And we're going to get to the conversations that we had with the players coming off the field.
At DK Pittsburgh Sports, we take pride in coverage that connects our city's fans to their favorite teams. Now, that connection's stronger than ever. Introducing our all-new state-of-the-art app. Find expert inside reporting and original podcasts. Check live box scores. Track the latest stats. Chat it up with our community of thousands of fans, all in one place. The new app from DK Pittsburgh Sports. Coverage that connects.
Welcome back to Acrisure Stadium. A quarterback from the past and potentially two quarterbacks from the future were here. Ben Roethlisberger and his two boys were on hand. Charlie Batch was on hand. Ben and Charlie, tight as ever, watching the practice together from the sideline. Brought back a lot of memories. And at the same time, you can tell that it would have affected guys who played with Ben. And there was one of those that you talked to today.
Yeah, I talked with Pat Fryermuth. Had a chance to talk about what we talked about earlier in the show, talking about how this is a really important practice. But then, of course, knowing Pat Fryermuth really enjoyed playing with Ben Roethlisberger, I had to ask about that. So here's a couple minutes with Pat Fryermuth.
Aaron's talked about the value of this type of a practice as opposed to preseason. Preseason, you guys aren't going to tip your hand, show what you're doing. In a setting like this, you're able to work on a little bit more of what you can actually do during the season. Do you feel like you guys were able to get a good start on that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, we ran most of our base stuff, and I thought we did a great job on offense for the most part. Obviously, some things that you're going to want to clean up like every day out here, but for the most part, I thought it was solid. Looking forward to on Saturday.
Special visitor today was good to see Ben.
Yeah, it was great to see Ben. Great to chop it up with him. Great to see his kids. He's always one of my all-time favorites, and it was great to see him.
You can kind of tell from Fryermuth's vibe there that he was into what the offense did and into what the offense can do, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, they have a lot of confidence in what they're going to be able to do offensively. I know there's a lot of concern on the outside about wide receiver 2 or the offensive line, but these guys have a lot of faith in what's being built in Arthur Smith and what he's doing in developing this offense. And of course, in having a 4-time MVP playing quarterback, and it's funny, again, I'd love to be able to go into specifics, but watching some of the things that Aaron Rodgers did today in terms of pre-snap stuff and in terms of exchanges with NFL referees who were here, man, I'll tell you what, it's easy to see why these guys really like playing for him.
He's in charge. And that's the picture that we've been painting for you from out in Latrobe. He's in charge. He's in command of the field when he's out there. He's in command of the team in some ways. It's been something to see in such a short time span.
But not in a narcissistic way. Not in this way.
Not in a look at me way.
Perceived from the outside like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to rip up Arthur Smith's playbook and here's my playbook and this is what we're going to run. It's not like that.
Arthur, by the way, happiest dude in this whole big bowl of yellow. Arthur, it just has a big smile on his face that you can't peel off. He's excited about what's coming. I grabbed Jaylen Warren on the way off the field because, they didn't tackle running backs here, so this isn't like preseason, okay? But in the practice setting, as practice settings go, this was as much of work as you can get for running backs without, doing the all-out real thing here.
Yeah.
And the running game, I'll say this, is a work in progress, okay? It's not where they want it to be. It's not where they need it to be.
Yep.
Here's what Jaylen had to say in the little one-on-one that I had with him in the other end zone over there. Jaylen Warren, Pittsburgh Steelers. How'd that feel? Real football almost?
Yeah, I loved it.
What was the competition like out there for you guys?
Yeah, it was good. Iron on iron. They had some great competition. We have great competition on us. It's always good to have days like this.
Where's this offense right now? Are you excited about it? Tell me just about where you are with it.
Oh, I'm all the way in. We there. I'm excited to put it on display.
What have you seen from the kid?
The kid.
Caleb Johnson.
He's developing. He's doing his thing. I'm excited for him. I'm excited to, get him in stadium because, that's a dog right there.
Jaylen is the chattiest sort, is he not? He's amenable.
Exactly
he's amenable. He wasn't trying to get rid of me. He just,
yeah.
That's how he answers stuff.
Yeah. Listen. I talked about Aaron Rodgers and the things that he does during practice. The one way I can describe him of my own opinion, and this is the way he talks to the media, I'm not talking about specifically with this practice, he is a straight shooter. And Jalen's, like, it works with a lot of these guys because Jalen's the same way.
Yeah.
He's just going to say exactly what he's thinking. There's no fluff or anything. He's just going to say what he's thinking.
Yeah, and he did that right across the board, as you heard. Listen, we can debate whether or not this is a run-first team or this is going to be a run-first team, but it has to be a run-at-some-point team. It has to be a run when we need to establish the run kind of team, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Listen, the last thing you want to do is become the 2024 Jets. That's the last thing you want to do. You do not want to ask Aaron Rodgers. You do not.
The good Jets were good.
Yeah.
The bad Jets is the ones he's talking about.
The 2024 New York Jets, New Jersey Jets, however you want to say it, but they were last in the league in rush attempts. Aaron Rodgers was second in the league in pass attempts. You don't want to have that kind of imbalance, and the only way you get to that is either, one, you don't want to run the football, or you can't run the football. Now, we know the Steelers want to run the football. That's not a question. The question is going to be, can they run the football effectively? And that could be the thing that ultimately defines their entire season, because it almost seems like the defense is going to be the defense. Because if the Steelers can run the football and then they're able to use play action and quick game and RPOs and everything else off of the run game, that opens up everything, and then the offense can score 24, 25 points a game, and then with that defense, that should win you a lot of games.
It opens up a lot of different things. I agree with that. I also feel like which one is the horse and which one is the cart doesn't matter too much. If the team is capable of stretching the field, if the team is capable offensively of dynamic things, then that's going to open things up for Jalen. It's going to open things up, for Caleb. It's going to open things up for Kenny Johnson. It's going to open things up for the short game in general, and the tight ends too. And that comes down to DK Metcalf. For those of you who've been eagerly awaiting the first DK on DK interview here, it finally happened. He was signing some autographs right over there where you see those gray seats there, and he gets done and he turns around and he sees me and he goes, "You need me?" And I go, "Yep." And I turn on the video camera and this happened. DK Metcalf, the timing that you and Aaron are developing, you can see it in Latrobe, you can see it everywhere. What's it been like for you?
It's just been fun. Like you said, just getting the timing down, getting the offense down, trying to find my footing in the offense, and just trying to build one day at a time.
Does he challenge you in that way? To make sure that you're really, really sharp on those routes?
Oh yes, sir. He'll challenge me on the field, off the field, throwing signals at me. Ask me questions in the hallway, trying to see what I would do against different coverages. So it's always a learning experience for me.
I want to hear a really sharp observation on my part.
What's that?
He is huge. It never occurs to you the entire time you're speaking with him that he's a wide receiver.
No.
Like, you are, but it's just, it doesn't make it all the way through. It's like Darnell and offensive line.
Yeah.
You just don't say to yourself, this is a tight end. This isn't someone who's catching passes. And I think that's almost as true of Metcalf because of the nature of the passes that he goes after.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I remember training camp practices in which the Steelers would run out there with an empty set, but it's 13 personnel, and I actually thought at one point they have 4 tight ends on the field. No, it was legitimately 3 tight ends, and the one receiver was DK Metcalf.
It was 8 left tackles.
The smallest guy on the field in that, not this practice, but in training camp practice I'm talking about, was Connor Hayward. He was the smallest guy on the field, and it's just funny how he dwarfs the rest of the receiver position, not just on this team, but throughout the rest of the NFL.
They have a lot of X factor, this team does, in terms of size.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about on the offensive side, on the defensive side, you're talking about Y.A. Black and other guys. They've become a bigger, stronger football team back into, referencing Andy Weidel again.
Yeah.
That is the Weidel mold. That is, I don't care who this offends, and I don't think he does either. It's the Eagles mold. It is.
Yeah.
It's not like they're a bad example to be following.
No, we're talking about defending Super Bowl champions, won another Super Bowl. Andy's been a part of that, and if there's anybody, the NFL's a copycat league. I'm not saying you have to go out there and grab Sean McVay's playbook from 5 years ago and try to build your own version of that. It's not that kind of thing, but there are certain core principles that almost work across. It doesn't matter what kind of an offense you run. Having a dominant offensive line gives you that ability to do almost anything, whether you want to be a zone team, a gap team, whatever you want to do. You know, you have to be able to protect the quarterback. You have to be able to open up running lanes for the run game. And the Eagles do that very well. It doesn't matter if they've had Saquon Barkley or Miles Sanders, whoever's been their running back. And they're a good team to look at and like, okay, we want to build our team that way. It's obviously not going to be the same thing. The Steelers have man coverage guys that the Eagles, as good as their secondary is,
don't have.
It's different. And the thing is, they even took one of the guys.
They
from
took
the Eagles.
one of the Eagles guys, yeah. Guys, I have 3 words for you here at the end of the show. Get the app. The next thing we're going to be doing, Chris is going to head back here to the media room at Acrisure, and I'm going to head back under the river to our headquarters downtown, and we're going to be putting together a bunch of content for the DK Pittsburgh Sports app, which you can get dkps.net/Apple, dkps.net/Android. It's free, but there's also an ad-free version that, to be honest with you, is only 100 times better.
1,000%.
And if you don't like the cost, of the premium service, email me, okay? I'll take care of it myself. dk@dkpittsburghsports.com. Spell all that out. I'm totally serious. I'll get you 2/3 off the subscription rate to make that app ad-free. You will love it. And we will see you guys tomorrow with a live show.